Hey guys, welcome back. Got Call of Duty Modern Warfare patch 1.07 notes here. Know I'm a few days late on this, but just bear with me because I got some stuff in there that other people pre-releasing these patch notes didn't really get to jump into that much. As you know, you've heard the 7.25 shotgun got nerfed, so no more sniping with that. So we're all happy about that. That was a little ridiculous there. Once you get to a certain level, you put those attachments on there like a sniper rifle from hell. So we got the general fixes that we'll start off with, and they got a bunch of back-end fixes that prevent crashing and improve stability on all the platforms, and those include some dev errors and performance fixes. So that's good. That'll help out, game run a little bit smoother. There's also a few bugs with the kill streaks and field upgrades. You can fly them out of bounds, especially like the gunship and stuff, and not get a penalty at all. So you can also shoot like your cluster rocket like way out of bounds and stuff. So that was kind of annoying. So that shouldn't happen. Um, they fixed a bug where a player being killed with the variable zoom scope wouldn't show up on the kill cam. You know what I mean? So if you got killed by it, you couldn't see what actually killed you. Look like you're being killed by a ghost. So they fixed the Semtex warning audio being heard whether inside or outside. That's really nice. And in headquarters, players are able to place attack insert and respawn when their team owned the point. They're not supposed to be able to spawn there when they own the point, so that's been fixed as well. Collision issues across all maps have been fixed, and they added UI that shows when EXP events are active in playlist menus, so you can check out your EXP, bonus events and stuff like that a little easier. Sprint and tactical sprint speeds are now back to speeds in beta, which is good because they have adjusted some of the weapons and stuff, as you'll see later on, to where the move speed, especially with the SMG, has been shifted. So that'll kind of like balance out a little bit more. And I hope with this game they're not trying to balance out the weapons like with each other, and they're just trying to balance them out for the game mechanics. You know what I mean? Not trying to make just because we up the damage on this one, we're going to increase the movement speed on this one. You can get real out of balance real quick and ruin a game like that. So hopefully they didn't do that. They fixed the bug where the progress of the bomb defusal can be seen by the team that planted the bomb. So that kind of has a little unfair advantage there. You know what I mean? It gives them a time target. It fixed a bug that revealed players to UAVs when they fired their weapons, even if they had ghost and a silencer equipped. So that's real crazy. You shouldn't be seen at all if you get both of those. And also they fixed an issue where if multiple person radars are active on a team or both marking the same enemy, only one player would see the enemy on their mini map. So that's it for the general fixes. Now we're going to start getting into some more miscellaneous type things. I still consider these general though, even though they can be subcategorized. So we'll jump into that in just 1 second. All right, a few seconds have passed, so let's get into it. Riot Shield. They fixed an issue where throwing knife and thermite weren't causing the shield to go on the player's back when thrown. We've also fixed the issues where explosive splash damage wasn't working consistently, and we'll continue to tune the riot shield in future updates. So, in other words, they fixed a part of the broken ass riot shield and not too much else. Still OP if you know how to use it and your computer's really fast and your MS is real on point. And you can, with a fucking good monitor and a good computer, man, you can like wreck with a riot shield. It's funny seeing people who don't though with it because they're all like delayed and stuff. Your ping's real low, man. You can just outplay anybody with it one on one. Claymores. So now you used to be able to shoot an enemy claymore, and if they had full health, it would kill them. Doesn't matter, but they reduced that at full health, and they also reduced the trigger and damage radius and the damage width to better match the trigger width. So claymore, you got nerfed. They get a lot of nerfs too on the weapons coming up. More weapons coming up. Alright, when it comes to battle chatter, they removed the ability for enemies to hear when they've been called out by the opposing team. And they also adjusted the enemy callout so they're never from your operator. So enemy callouts now use a more restricted cone at the hip and even more restricted ADS when calculating whether or not to trigger. And they'll continue to monitor this and make additional tweaks to battle chatter in future updates. Because, that gives your position away. And more than likely, you can, when you weren't seen, you will be seen, during the battle chatter. They need to make it to where whenever you're like doing some stealth action, you don't say anything. Like your character like has some, common sense. Moving on, we got mounting. They increased the recoil with mounting. That's it. That's all they've done. I'd personally like to see some other, fixes to mounting, like, making it so you can't be hit as easily, because I feel like you can still be hit pretty easily with that. Moving on to perks, they only had one change. It's EOD. It says EOD now clamps damage to a non-lethal amount, assuming the player is at full health. So it just does reduce damage pretty much. Lighting. they're doing the player visibility in dark areas and stuff like that. They're still toying with that. Some people can't see, some people can see. It all depends on your graphics card, your brightness on your monitor. There's so many, variables that affect that. Just keep toying with your aspects of your monitor and stuff like that. And your in-game settings. If you're having problems with that, that's the best advice I can give you on that, because it has been a problem. It hasn't been for me, but it has been a problem across the board. I know buddies playing with me. I couldn't even see him, what I mean, stuff like that. And then the nameplate's the only way they can friggin' see people. Uh, Now, footsteps. They've increased the inclusion percentage to filter footstep sounds behind geometry and adjusted the footstep volume at a distance. We have another large footstep change coming in the next update, which will make crouch and ADS movement significantly quieter. So stay tuned, is what they're saying. Right now, footsteps are awesome. I mean, this game, I don't know if you've played any other games, but footsteps will tell you exactly where somebody is. And if you like real life noises and the way that they bounce and ricochet, and that's what the occlusion is, um, off of real objects in real life, that it sounds almost like that. They're trying to get that pinpoint dead on, spot on, and it really helps people who have a good sense of perception of real noise compared to like video game noise. So that's something that I've really been impressed with on this game: the looks and then the realism of the sounds and stuff like that. Even the weapons and bullets and stuff, and the character voices over the actual background noise of the war and stuff going on. It's really really good job they've done. Now challenges, progression, and rank. They've activated daily challenges and active missions are getting a full sweep of testing and fixes. We'll have more updates to these systems in the future updates. Fixes for a bug where the infiltrator challenge was not tracking properly, and they fixed they did a fix for launchers not giving XP when shooting down kill streaks. And they also fixed a bug where planting or defusing 5 bombs, cyber attack, or SND was not tracking properly. And then camo challenge for kills after a reload didn't give the player enough time to acquire a kill, so time has been increased for that. Fix for a bug where EXP required to reach the next rank was higher than the value needed. They did fix that, so nothing on the actual new ranking system they're going to be coming out with. I wonder if it's going to be associated with the Call of Duty League. I'll be keeping a track on that, and I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. Now we're moving on to the meat and potatoes that everybody really wants to hear about, and it is weapons, of course. We play this game for the fucking weapons. They're awesome. It's a great game for the weapons. And the AK-47 has made a comeback. Even though it's not officially listed in the patch notes, it has become a good gun. So get the AK-47 ready. When you hit like level 47, I believe you get AK-47. So that's cool. Alright, first and foremost, we got 7.25 shotgun. They increased the ADS and the hip spread. You know what I mean? So you fire from the hip or you fire and aiming down the sights. The spread of the bullets is a lot larger, so you're gonna have reduced damage range as well, and this equates to a big nerf for the 7.25. So no more sniping with the fucking 7.25 shotgun. So get out of here with that stuff. Very annoying, but some people didn't really mind it. And anytime they increase the spread on bullets, if you don't know what that is, that just means that the damage whenever you shoot the bullets out, instead of having them all cluster together like a slug, they're more like birdshot where they spread out, and it happens a lot quicker whenever they increase it. The game mechanics for Call of Duty, whenever they shoot, usually it stays until mid-range. It stays in a pretty tight little area, but now they've made it to where, it's actually close to, about halfway through short range is whenever, your damage starts to fall off tremendously. So it's supposed to be short range, you know what I mean? Like halfway through your short range, almost mid-range, and whenever it's supposed to spread to where it doesn't do any damage at all, you know what I mean? So now instead of getting fucking hit in short range or towards the end of short range for, your whole entire, life bar, you'll probably be hit for about half as much, so it'll let you get, 3 good hits in instead of, the classic 2 everybody's been getting pumped with. Which with the spread, excuse me, wasn't very hard to do. Moving on, assault rifles all got nerfed, so let's start with M4A1. It has reduced damage range, and it has range, and it has small recoil increase, so it's gotten a nerf, and that's on top of the increased hip spread, and it has very reduced effectiveness up close, so it's not really as good as it was. You're definitely going to have the SMG or Uzi or MP7 or whatever for up close fights now, so just be prepared for that. And less damage at long range for full auto 5.56 rifles. So the FAMAS has gotten its little 3-round burst. If you can control your mouse, you should be able to like snipe 3 shots with it from a long range. So you can't do that anymore. So be prepared for those FAMAS changes with that. Now the SMGs, check this out, dude. They buffed them. You know, they increased the move speed, ADS move speed, and the time it takes for you to get your weapon out after sprinting. So, and that's for the SMG. And then the Uzi, they increased the damage range on it. Now, moving on to light machine guns, we've got increased hip spread, damage reduction, and small ADS slowdown. So they have nerfed both of these machine guns, the MG34 and the M91. And then the PKM has increased hip spread and medium damage range reduction. And small damage range reduction has happened for the M91. Sorry about that. So in order, they've had MG34, increased hip spread, damage range reduction for all ranges, and then small ADS slowdown, M91, increased hip spread, and then small damage range reduction, and the PKM, increased hip spread and medium damage range reduction. Pistols, they've had increased move speed, and they reduce the sprint out time, so your weapon comes out faster, and then it increases damage range, so pistols have gotten buffed. Now, crouch and prone no longer adjust recoil, so you don't have to really worry about that as much as you used to. So we are doing pretty good with those. I don't know if I like the changes. I think that 4A1 was a little bit OP. I mean, it was the bread and butter for any setup, and I'm actually going to have to redo my loadout video, which I'm glad I didn't release, because I would release this right before the patch, and they would have made it completely obsolete. So things happen for a reason. And make sure you catch out that loadout video, because it's definitely going to help you out to get your new setups for patch 1.07. Moving on, we're going to go into more of the miscellaneous stuff and then jump into the special ops for all you PS4 players. And then that'll be it. So, if you're not interested in that stuff, you can stop here, man, or, or keep going, Make sure you do like and subscribe if you are stopping here, and hit me up, Chimera87, on all the socials. So, here we go, Call of Duty League. They updated the rule sets for CDL competitive modes in private matches. I'm not sure what that'll entail. I've signed up for this. I'm waiting. I'm not in a top team, nor do I even have a team. But I did sign up for this to get my XP, right? Make sure you sign up to get your XP. They sent mine to me yesterday. It does take about a day for it to go through, so be patient with that. Cyber attack. They fixed a bug where a player could use, okay, they word it, could lose their primary weapon. Sorry, so fix for a bug where a player could lose their primary weapon and would be unable to see their view model after being revived by a teammate. So you wouldn't have your primary weapon whenever you. This was supposed to be fixed last time, actually, in Cyber Attack, the patch when they launched. So pretty much if you got revived, you wouldn't be able to see your weapon or use it. So that's no longer a problem. And now Ground War. Not only did we get a new map for Ground War, but they fixed the bugs where players would sometimes be unable to pick a spawn location, and the TAC insert could cause players to spawn on the enemy home base. That's no longer possible. Again, these are beta fixes that were fixed on launch, but apparently they weren't all fixed, so they did fix the rest of them, hopefully. Now we're moving on to special ops here. So it says pick up intel in the Operations Explore Verdansk to find additional backstory information of Verdansk and the operators. More unlocks, good. They had a fix for scoreboards displaying incorrect data, and the XP adjustments and general backend fixes have been fixed as well. As it said, all platforms, it meant special ops too. Various fixes for out of bounds and parachute exploits. The respawn timer no longer stays on screen after teammates are revived from bleed out. Fix for issue when the munitions were not usable after respawning via gunship. So that's your field upgrade in munitions box. And fix for losing your weapons when picking up the core. Core must be an objective in the game. I don't know. I haven't played any special ops because I play PC. Call of Duty. Alright, achievements can now be unlocked in CP. So, whatever CP is, please explain. Fix for issue where players could spawn with their weapons in the down state. Picked up munitions no longer carry over from match to match. Only the munitions you purchase with points will. So these munitions must not be the munitions box. It should just be like munitions as an upgrade somewhere. Special ops. I'm going to have to watch some more on this stuff so I can give you more better information on that. More better information. More better. When respawning via the gunship, you'll no longer be given the tank role. And selecting an allegiance operator or allegiance as favorite faction will not properly assign the voice of the correct operator. Operation Headhunter. It's a fix for a bug where players are not able to lock missiles on the final boss helicopter. Operation Crosswind. It adjusts itself for gameplay. And then Operation Paladin. Fix for a bug where there is no UI or indicator of where to go or how to finish the objective after defending the third arms crate. And fix for a bug where the default weapon was different from the weapon a player would hold if they were placed in last stand. Now, that being said, we've driven this video up to 15 minutes already, so I'm gonna let you go with that. I appreciate you guys for watching as always, and relish your continued support. So if you would, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and catch me on Twitch and stuff like that, man. I could always use some more viewers on there. Uh, I haven't started up the mixer like I was going to, but I'm thinking about doing it. Uh, I don't want to hop on the bandwagon and stuff like that. I figure it's another avenue to grow on. Twitch growth has been pretty good. I've gotten 200 followers this year, so I've been happy with that. And being a new guy to the whole streaming thing, it's really kicked ass to be able to grow. And you guys on YouTube have definitely been helping me do that. So thank you once again for that. And we're gonna try to break some PRs, little personal records this month. I will be releasing the loadout video within the next couple of days. You know, I'm just going to check some information, make sure I've got everything right, especially with the weapon changes and everything going on, and the perks and stuff like that, and just like different things like the claymores and stuff. Yeah, just stay tuned and check stuff out, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.